forgot a prop, so you know how this is going to go. I'm hopeful in a way for the future that I didn't expect to be, but there have been a couple of things that have happened in the past few weeks that got me pretty excited. One was our local primary elections, and how well those turned out, right? And the other was the advent of the Harris Waltz campaign. Right? So I feel like I'm cheating a little bit because I want to offer a few more portion of my public comments to the Board of Commissioners, which I still feel like is going to be important, partly because of how DEI efforts specifically get so misconstrued. And so a portion of this is the public comments, and I'll let you know when those end. I invite you to think about the ads that you see every day, commercials, online, billboards, magazines, even packaging, and how many of them feature only white or very light-skinned people, and maybe you've never noticed before. Now imagine, would it be weird to see all of that advertising in your life with only black or brown people, exclusively just dark-skinned people on any packaging or ad that you see? And I can tell by your reactions that this is not okay. It's strange, maybe wrong. In that example, did you immediately think that's not fair? Even you, by this reaction, are advocating for diversity. There should be white people in advertisements. But are you advocating for that same inclusion now, for that representation for other groups? Do you think there should be black people in advertising? Yet only white is how so much of the U.S. has seen their ads for most of our history, and that's the problem. That view, mostly or all white, being so unremarkable, going so unnoticed that it has become the norm. So much so that we like to say, I don't see color, because we haven't had to. Not seeing that ad or any of the packaging almost exclusively with lighter skin and assuming that's normal, that is a framework for racism. And you may say, I am not a racist. And that may be true. But you grew up within this framework and you don't see color. And so by not paying attention, by not even thinking to consider the ads that you see, you are propping up that system. Think of it this way. Do you ever consider your skin tone when buying a Band-Aid? This is what DEI is getting at the heart of. Why it's considered normal for so long that even the peach-colored crayon was called flesh tone. And DEI efforts would ask that a Band-Aid make two colors and advertise them both equally and make both available as accessible as each other. Better yet, take race out entirely and offer 3 shades, a light, a medium, and a dark. In the winter, you buy the light package. And in the summer, when you're tan, you buy the medium, just like women's foundation makeup. This is an example of DEI as it is supposed to be. And I invite you again, notice the ads in the packaging that you see just over the next week. How many feature almost exclusively light skin? If you haven't ever thought of it before, that doesn't make you racist, but it does mean you are encouraging the problem. End of those comments. So we've come back from a week's vacation, and before that, a wedding for my cousin to her now wife. And we had not met my cousin's fiance, Kara, until after the wedding, and they had a really lovely ceremony. My uncle was the officiant. Prior to the start, after Hawaiian leis were handed out, another attendant came around and handed out heart-shaped pink glasses. And we watched the procession of the sisters with their maids of honor, each with bride and her parents, through these. But part of the way through the ceremony, I took mine off. I couldn't see as well. And I still couldn't. And I wanted to see this, not through rose-colored glasses, but clearly with my own eyes. I wanted to fully witness the union of two people who, from everything everybody said, were made for each other, so well matched. My favorite toast was from a best friend who wasn't in the wedding party, but who said, let me put it this way. If Kara and I were hamsters in those little balls running around the house, Sarah would be the one keeping us from rolling down the stairs. And that's my cousin Sarah. She's a vet, so it hit well with the audience. But it also reminded me of the best weddings I've been to, where you can just tell from things like this, what the friend said, that there is a special bond. It's this kind of silly thing that comes from a perfect match, and you don't always find that. And I think about people who don't understand DEI and what they're missing when they aren't encouraging themselves to think about things from someone else's perspective. And how maybe all I can do is leave this little kernel that sticks in their craw, that niggles at them, and their brain just won't let it go. And if you don't believe gay marriage is marriage and all the wonderful love stories, you are missing out on. My cousin is more dear to me from what I learned from her at this wedding. Ever since she came out, she's just been so confident. To see her dance at her sister's wedding in her suit was a thing of joy. And to see her at her own wedding with this person who just fits with her, it's been a good couple of weeks. And to know at least once more, love one.